Hello, greetings and salutations to everyone. This is Faith is the Substance once again, coming back at you with another video. I mentioned that I was going to be keep making consistent content on here to build up my channel, and as I go, going to continue to enhance it more. But I just wanted to express my feelings on something or some things. It is not a way to get, it's not a sympathy ploy. Let me just put it out there. It's not a clout chase, whatever that means. Because, of course, if you're going to be putting stuff out here, it is for the purpose of some type of clout, because you got to have people on to watch you, right? But, anywho, I just wanted to express my disappointment on something. And it's, like I said, it's not manipulation. It's not so quote unquote in my feelings. It's just being my true authentic self, and I'm just giving you something I'm just sincere about. Starting this channel is a big leap for me. It's a big step for me, because I mentioned before that being in front of the camera, people having to hear the sound of my voice that I don't like too much, and just other factors, just always been more of an introvert. And so for me to actually decide on this is a big step for me, out of my comfort zone. And I know that God is going to order my steps on this journey. But I have, for the last couple of days, I've been doing my due diligence and putting my channel out there as a means of getting support, getting the subscribers, getting the viewers, because that's where it starts, right? I've been posting on on Facebook and Instagram, and I want to express my gratitude to those who has been responding, who's been giving me reactions and all that good stuff. I don't take that for granted. However, I'm just still kind of disappointed about the responses that I've been getting when it comes to subscribing directly to my channel. I'm not sure why not much effort has been made to go to my actual channel and subscribe or view the content that I had so far. I only got like a few, and I know it takes time. It takes time to grow, and I know people have their daily lives that they live, and so I get all of that. I understand that. But I wasn't asking too much when it came to that, and I was just disappointed, because I thought that the support would have been more on the actual channel itself, because that's what I was promoting. That's what I was putting out there, right? So and so most of the few people that I actually got responses from that actually subbed were people outside of the grid, people outside of my grid, people outside of like close friends and family. I'm talking about other like influencers and content creators that I came in contact with within the past several years, and they're the ones that actually responded to me in that sense. So it just kind of resonated with me, because I have experienced this a lot during my life in different spaces where my immediate family unit has not been as supportive as like other people outside of the grid, like whether it's like other people within the community or my church. They have been a staple. And I don't want this to come across as bashing anybody. I'm not talking to anybody in particular. I'm just speaking in general. I'm not saying my family has never been there for me, because that'd be crazy for me to even utter those words, because I know that there are times I haven't always been likable. I haven't always been the nicest person for the most part, but sometimes you can win for trying. So when you make efforts to make certain changes or you evolve, sometimes there's some people in your life that still want to attach you to the person of your former self, or the person that you're trying to step away from. And so it just took me back to that space, you know, whether it was whatever endeavors, like there were, you know, people that were more supportive outside of my family or close unit, you know, whether it was, you know, when I was graduated from high school, when I attended college, or when I had other ventures. You know, I've noticed that I haven't had, I had lack of conversation, lack of support from the family that I was around the most. I mean, I got, you know, it was easy for them to put me down. I mean, it was easy for them to put me down, you know, made me doubt myself, you know, or, you know, it was easy for them to, you know, make me feel less than, you know, or like I didn't have the ability to have an intelligent thought sometimes. And it's just my feeling. It may not be exactly how that felt, but that was my perception. But my perceptions are not always wrong. But it just took me back to that space when it came to this YouTube channel, and the fact that I put it out there on notice, and those that I really thought that they would jump at the opportunity to support me on this didn't. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just being real about it. Real talk here. Because, I mean, I'm not a person, first of all, when I extend myself to people, you know, I'm loyal to a fault, very trustworthy. I love pretty hard. And so that's why I'm very mindful of how I engage with certain people. You know, I try to use as much discernment as possible. But for the most part, I mean, I may have my flaws, but, you know, when I'm there, and I'm all in. And I just feel like I don't ask for much in return, because that's not the person I am anyway. But I just really expected certain people to kick this off. Should I say kick this off? And so, if you feel like you one of those hit dogs that want to holler, then bow wow, because I said what I said. I said what I said. So I just, you know, just want to put that out there. But I do appreciate the feedback. I do appreciate the responses I've been getting on my socials. But I really expected more when it came to the actual channel, because this is something that is big for me, and I look forward to giving you more of myself, giving more content. You know, like I said, I was hoping I would get, you know, some suggestions on what to discuss, you know, whether I should do reviews on shows or just certain topics, certain celebrity, you know, gossip. Because like I said before, I'm going to give a wide range of things, bits and pieces, and it's, you know, you never know what's going to be the topic of discussion. You never know what's going to come up. I'm definitely looking forward to doing some live videos as well once I get the StreamYard set up within the next maybe week or so. But I need the audience to do that. So when that comes in, and once I get that build up, you know, then I will definitely engage more in the live chatting. Even if it's just one person that I, you know, that's that I'm going to be engaged with. And then, you know, it's very important because in order for me to be more engaging, you know, I need the audience. I need my content to be an algorithm. Algorithm meaning that, you know, there are more people that sees my thumbnail on their feed, or, you know, that is, you know, is being put out there in that sense. So I'm really looking forward to where this is going to go. I know I'm gonna just let you know right now. Sometimes I do rambling sometimes, but it is for a purpose. It's not just, you know, I'm just doing it just to do it. You know, sometimes, again, you know, when you try to articulate certain things, it may shift a little bit, but for the most part, I'm able to kind of reel it back in. But I just wanted to express my feelings about certain things, and it just kind of took me to a space where I didn't feel as included. You know how sometimes, you know, people you go up around with cliques, but I never had an actual space where I feel like I belonged. I've always been the outsider, the outcast. And this is not to, I'm not, trying to, like I said, attack anyone. I'm not trying to, drudge up certain things, but again, these are just certain things that there's certain things that occur that's familiar. It's a familiar behavior pattern that I see. But yes, I but wanted to express that, and also just kind of just shoot the breeze. I'm here tonight. I had a pretty decent work day. It was pretty productive. I don't have any plans for the weekend. So I'm not really much of a, I don't really go out too much. But if I do decide to go out, I will. I mean, I plan on going to church on Sunday. But for the most part, if I don't have any appointments to go to or any other plans, I'm usually home. I'm chilling, or I know that I'm trying to do more, especially now that I do have this channel. I want to be able to go out more and experience more things and take you guys with me on that journey, on that as well. So I do plan on really doing more traveling. Hopefully, I'm trying to plan a couple of trips this year, but when you have that financial monkey on your back, is kind of hard. And so I'm gonna be honest with you, it's pretty hard. And that's something that that's bothersome for me, because I never thought, I just didn't want it to be to the point where, being at the age that I am, where I'm really concerned about that, the financial space that I'm in. I'm not really satisfied with that. And I'm not going to dig too deep into that, because that's kind of a personal thing for me. So I'm not going to dig too deep into that. But I'm just, being transparent, that I didn't think that I would be at the age. So I just encourage people that are younger, that are in their 20s and 30s, to don't take life for granted. Life is so short, and you think you may have time to pursue something, or you think that there's certain things that's holding you back. Don't waste time. Don't waste as much time as I have, because it would really backfire, and you just find yourself stuck in a moment of self-reflection, to where you're like, okay, this is not where I should be at this point, but this is this is where I am right now, based on the decisions that I made or did not make. So I'm still trying to work on that. I'm trying to make efforts to improve on that situation, however I can. But these are, like I said, these are discussions I'm looking forward to have, because I want to share different perspectives with other people. I'm looking forward to having interviews, having conversation, just reaching out to people, hoping that they will be on board with having a conversation. But I don't want to have the type of channel, because I know there's a lot of channels that have mostly panel discussions, in which I plan on doing that, because that's what I want to have as well. But I also wanted to where you also have more of me, because I'm, since I'm the facilitator of this thing, I'm the facilitator of this platform. So I want you to get more of my perspective and more of me as well. Especially when I discuss certain things. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this dark here. Like I said, just because you express your feelings doesn't mean you're trying to bring down the vibe. That's not my intention. It's not my intention to come down on anyone. It's not my intention to be a Debbie Downer or get dark with this. But like I said, it was something that I felt like it was my heart to say, and I said it. But again, I still also wanted to give you more of a broader perspective on what I want to bring to this channel as well. And I'm still working on it. I'm hoping that I get more guidance from Soul Debonair. He has a lot going on as well, and I wish him the best on his endeavors and on this journey as well. And I'm hoping that I'll see, you'll see him on here as well, on this channel as well, when that time comes. But I just wanted to make sure that I put out a video. I said that I was going to be as consistent as possible on this channel, just to bring as much content as possible, so I can get the viewership, and I could just build on that. As I still got a lot of education that I need on this, because it's this YouTube thing is a lot of work. You think that there's just people here just talking or acting a fool or doing whatever in front of the camera, and you think that it's just it's all fun and games. It's not always fun and games when it comes to YouTube. No matter what content you do, no matter what content that you do, no matter who you are, when you decide to commit yourself, especially those who do it full time, it's no joke at all. Because you have to make sure that you do enough research. You have to make sure that you have the right equipment. You have to make sure that that the people are drawn to you. You got to be intriguing. You got to have the ability to maintain your audience. And that takes, even when it comes to how you deliver your content, it's a kind of cadence and a rhythm that you need to maintain, as well. So it's steps to this. It's steps to this, and it takes a skill, and it takes resilience. It takes consistency. And I'm looking forward to being able to get myself out of the comfort zone and just develop these skills and the ability to put more of me out there. Because like I said, when you're in the shell, you constantly, I'm always been in the shell space. So now I'm trying to just hatch out and kind of give you kind of a rawness about me that you may not, most people may not have experienced as much, even though I'm, as much as people say I'm direct, which I am, very straightforward. This type of lane right here is a whole nother beast. I'm going to give it to you. It's a whole nother beast. So I don't want, you to be bored with me or anything like that, but I have to find ways to gather you into my space, to come into my space and being able to draw you guys in. So that's why I expressed my disappointment earlier about, the lack of support that I received so far. And like I said, it wasn't that I'm doing a pity party. I'm not whining or anything, but I just wanted to express my disappointment because it's fact. It was a factual thing. It wasn't just an opinion. It was a fact. My disappointment is not, or my feelings is not something that I feel should be dismissed. But with that being said, I know that I don't think there's anyone out there that's going to intentionally try to hurt me or try to disappoint me. I don't think that's what it is. I'm not trying to say that you're doing it on purpose, because I know that there's, life. There's life in, with you guys, and I get it, but I have a life too. And I have certain things going on as well. And if I am able to go out there, go out of my way or extend myself and go above and beyond at times, I just sometimes respect the same. I expect the same, because despite the fact that I know I could be flawed, I know that sometimes, I could ruffle some feathers, but if you get to know me, and once you warm up to me, you would realize that I'm a solid individual. For the most part, I'm a very solid individual. So I hope that you will get to see that and you get to experience that as well. So I really appreciate you even taking the time, even if it's 1, 2, 3 people, taking the time to listen to my rant. Not even a rant. I don't even want to say it's a rant. Just listen to what I have to say, Just listen to me, period. But like I said, it's gonna, my content is gonna pick up. It's gonna go somewhere. I'm going somewhere with this. just trust the process as I am, because I know that God is going to order my steps on this, and it's going to be a time. We're going to have a time with this. So I'm not going to hold you guys too long. I'm going to hit the hay, and tomorrow is the last day of my work week, so I'm looking forward to that. But for the most part, I do appreciate your time, and may God bless you all. Good night.